Right, so we had almost power to this little shed here, the tennis court. You can kind of see the wiring here coming out the ground, sitting right there. But of course that burnt, which means we don't have power to the tennis court shed. And I've put a little camera on here because we didn't have anything down here. So I'm powering, if I can open it, there we go. I'm powering that with tennis balls. No, not really. This, the Bluetti Elite 300, which is perfect. When I first put it on, I used the AC power, and someone pointed out in the comments, thank you very much, that you should probably use the USB-C and DC. And I have, and it lasts 3 weeks, something like that, which is lovely. So we only have to charge it occasionally, the Bluetti, and it just powers the camera. So yeah, that's helped a lot. We've also used that Elite 300 for powering tools, powering pumps, powering all sorts of things. The network equipment when we first got here, so that's been really good. So yeah, so we've that's one of the ways that we're using the Bluetti Elite 300. So now we got a camera. Yeah. Anyway, onwards. Occasionally we have to fix the old farm vehicles, like my Jeep, now renamed the Cockroach because it survived the bushfire and it will not die. But we don't have a workshop because it burnt. So instead we've been using the Elite 400 for something like putting lights up and looking at even like soldering iron, and so we can fix wiring and all that sort of stuff that we would normally do in our workshop. In fact, we're having a new workshop being built right behind you, hence the noise in the background. But this is brilliant, and the reason I'm using this mostly around, to cars and stuff, is because it's quite portable. Ta-da! It's actually been really useful for that. So another thing that we didn't think of is that you don't have power anywhere anymore. So this has been really good at just moving power around. It's 4 kilowatt hours almost, and it just gives a really good flexibility in figuring out, well, we don't have to figure out where to put things because we just move the power around. It's kind of handy. Yeah, so back to fixing the Jeep. Not that it's broken at all, I promise. Back at the tennis court shed, because as I mentioned, the Elite 300 does run out because it's not powered. But I have a fix for that, because I have this massive solar panel. This is the, what was it called again? The Sora 500 from Bluetti as well. Again, thank you Bluetti for supporting our rebuild a lot. Very much appreciated. But this, I'm going to plug this into the Elite 300, and then we don't have to charge it manually ever again. Well, at least until we get power down here. Then we'll move it somewhere else. But yeah, let me put this up and we'll plug it in, and I'll see what we get. Right, so the Sora 500 is now plugged in. I had to kind of move it because I couldn't find my extension cord. But anyway, I'll find it. The point being, even here in the non-optimal position on an overcast day, we're getting 33 watts. Yeah, it's charging at 33 watts now, the Bluetti, the Elite 300. And I think the camera uses something like 5 watts or something. So even on an overcast day, it would still charge up the Elite 300, and I don't have to charge it manually then. So hooray! Yeah, it's just another way that we've been using the solar panel, because 500 watts on the Sora 500 is actually quite a lot. And it's getting 500 watts, as I showed in my video when we first set it up. So yeah, very, very nice solar panel, and it makes my life easier in the rebuild. Part of the rebuild requires a lot of driving around, picking up things and moving things and helping out other people, etc. There's a lot going on, but we still need to be connected when we're on the move. I actually made quite an interesting video on that, which is linked there, which was Starlink. I have Starlink in this car, and we use the Elite 30 V2, there you go, it's on, to power the Starlink, and then we charge this from the car. What that means that is when we turn the car off, the Starlink doesn't die, doesn't turn off, so we can constantly use the internet connection. So we have pretty much high-speed broadband wherever we go. But this is a super versatile thing that we've used for tons of things. We've had it as just as a battery thing. It's really light, you can just pick it up. It gives you 600 watts and 288 watt hours of power, which is enough to power laptops and phones and whatever else you might have on the move. I've used this a lot. This is very cool. So yeah, just another way that Bluetti is helping us with the rebuild. It's pretty cool. Yeah, the Elite 30 V2. And then after a busy and tough week, we end up at the fridge. And if you saw my video on the FridgePower UPS, which is up here, we had to replace the fridge. I'm not sure it was because of the power, but I think it was. And the UPS is something that has protected this new fridge during the rebuild as well. So the FridgePower and its accompanying battery means that we now have like 4 to 6 days of power in case the power dies for whatever reason. But also, if we have like brownouts and things, it actually protects the fridge from these weird power spikes that might come up. This is a really neat unit. It is just a battery. You don't have to use it for a fridge. You could also use it for a computer, but because of the form factor, it's really easy to put on the wall and hide behind things and things like that. So that's another really neat way that Bluetti has helped us. Yeah, FridgePower also comes with a display, which is kind of neat. It shows you not only how much battery is in it, but also the temperature that's here, and the humidity, and where it's charging, etc. So it's just a little extra bonus that you can get for them as well. And that actually works with any other Bluetti device, not just the FridgePower. So yeah, now we have safe drinks or something. So those are some of the ways that Bluetti has helped us rebuild the farm over the last 5 months. And yes, Bluetti asked me to make this video, but I also wanted to because without the help of all of these companies, such as Bluetti, it would have been much harder. So I can only say thank you very much. But if you're interested in any of the Bluetti devices, of course, you can get one as well. Now, there is an affiliate link down below, which will help out the channel if you choose to buy any of the devices. I'd appreciate that very much. But there's also right now a big sale on at Bluetti, which you might want to take advantage of as well. Because I can't recommend these devices enough. I've had quite a few of them now. We use them all the time, and they just work. It's probably my go-to brand when it comes to portable power stations, at least for now, unless someone comes up with something better, but we shall see. So if you have any questions about any of the devices I would use throughout this week, put them down in the comments down below. I love all your comments. Let me know any questions. I'm happy to answer and figure out how to make something work. I use these for sometimes unconventional things, such as powering a camera because I don't have any power there yet. But there might also be other questions about what can they do, what are the ports, etc, etc. Now there are videos for all of these and they are linked down below. So you can go check out a more in-depth video for each of the devices as well. And other than that, give the video a thumbs up. I would love to have you part of the community, either as a subscriber or even a member, because I do a lot of members behind the scenes, kind of members only videos, and updates as well that are just for members. So if you want to join that and be a bit more involved in my community, you can do that too. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was kind of insightful, kind of a fun take on how I might use some of the devices that we have on the farm. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.